Yes, guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel, and it is time for match week 19 of the 2020-21 Premier League season. Now, I'm going to say this now: there are 15 fixtures to predict in this match week. 15. Yes, there are a lot of games to go through and obviously predict. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in this one. So, obviously, I am recording this before the Arsenal Crystal Palace game. So I'm going to do a wee quick look on how everyone is doing in match week 18. I've only got 4 points. I did get one perfect score. That was Burnley 0, Manchester United 1. So that was quite interesting as well. And I got the Man City Brighton outcome as well. Top scorer at this moment in time for the second consecutive week is NWM, and Nathan has gotten 7 points. So very, very well done to you, Nathan. So we'll see what happens in the Arsenal Crystal Palace game. Obviously, I will announce the winner of Gameweek 18 in the comments. I will announce that as well. So in my pinned comment on YouTube as well. So let's start with match week 19 now. Before I start with this video, obviously hit the like button, hit the share button, and hit that subscribe button. We are 79 subscribers away from 1k. So we are getting towards that magic target for sure, and then it's basically on the way up after that. Now, couple of things. So Aston Villa against Everton has been postponed because of a COVID-19 outbreak at Aston Villa. Leeds United against Southampton has also been postponed. Now, this isn't because of COVID. This is because Southampton have Shrewsbury Town in the FA Cup. So that is why that game is off. So in its place, we have Aston Villa against Newcastle that is on the 23rd of January. Now, this game was originally scheduled, I think it was match week 8, and obviously been postponed because of that. So that has been added to match week 19. So there are a lot of fixtures to predict. So I'll go through these as quickly as I can, of course. So the first game to preview and predict is, well, it's a derby. It is a Black Country derby. It is Wolves against West Brom. Actually, there's only been 4 meetings between the sides in the Premier League era, and that is 2 wins to West Brom, surprisingly, 1 win to Wolves, and 1 draw. The last result, this shows how long those two have met in the Premier League, was a 5-1 win to West Brom. I think if I remember rightly, Mick McCarthy got sacked after this game. And obviously, Terry Connor did take over, but we all know what his record was. It wasn't very, very good. So, Wolves, yeah, they're badly missing Jimenez. You can quite clearly see they've not got a potent striker up front. I think they had Morgan Gibbs-White on the pitch as well. They've obviously brought back Patrick Cutrone as well. Now, in my opinion, there is a player who, for me, is at Liverpool right now, not playing, Divock Origi. I think Divock Origi would definitely improve that Wolves team, but you know what, there we go. But Wolves took the lead against Everton. Ruben Neves, very good goal from him. And then obviously they did lose to 2-1 to Everton, but yeah, Wolves will want to bounce back for sure. West Brom, I'm going to keep saying it. This is Sam Allardyce's biggest challenge as a manager, keeping this West Brom team in the Premier League. Yes, they may have got beat by Blackpool. But they lose 4-0 to Arsenal as well. And they lost 5-0 to Leeds as well at the Hawthorns, and 3-0 to Aston Villa. So that's an aggregate score of 12 goals to nil. They have not had a very good run of it, have West Brom. So I'm going to go for Wolves to bounce back on this one. I think Wolves will win the Black Country derby, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Wolves in this one. A very interesting matchup between these two next is Leeds United against Brighton. Now, this is the first meeting ever in the Premier League. So I had to obviously check the records sort of from their time in the Championship, and it is 1 win to Leeds and 4 wins to Brighton. Now, Brighton have got a great record against Leeds United, which is really, really surprising, you'd have to say. The last result was a 2-0 win to Leeds. Leeds United, well, out of the FA Cup yet again at the third round stage. I don't know how many times this has happened, but they are out of the third round again to Crawley Town, of all teams, to have beaten them 3-0. Look, I know Leeds made changes. I know they did that, but you have to give credit to Crawley. They were absolutely superb in that game. And Marcel Bielsa has to give credit, has to get credit, stick for that for sure. So shall be a really interesting one. Brighton just lost 1-0 to Manchester City yesterday. And you have to say, to be in the game for a long, long time, 1-0, which is a very, very good result for them. Yes, they may have lost, but they are sitting 17th. They will want to get away from danger, hopefully. So I'm actually going to go for a really, really surprise result here. I'm actually going to go for a Brighton win. I feel the way they played against Man City, yeah, they might have, had 10 men behind the ball, for most of that game. But they did threaten City a couple of times, and I think with that knowing, I think Brighton will go to Leeds, frustrate the life out of them, and I'm going to go for Leeds to lose this one. Leeds United 0, Brighton 1. I'm going to go for a Brighton win. I think Brighton will win this one. So we'll see what happens in that one. West Ham against Burnley now. The last 5 between the sides resulted in 1 win to West Ham and four wins to Burnley. And the last result was a 1-0 win to Burnley. Well, West Ham, they're coming off the back of a 1-0 win over Stockport County in the FA Cup. Craig Dawson getting the only goal, so very, very good from him. His first goal for West Ham, I think, since moving on loan from Watford as well. West Ham, they have lost Haller since the last video was made as well. So that's going to be an interesting one. Who are they going to play up front? It'll be very, very interesting, that one. Burnley scraped through against MK Dons, you'd have to say. Lost 1-0 to Manchester United as well. They frustrated Manchester United, you'd have to say. Had a couple of chances as well. Had it not been for Eric Bailly, I think Burnley probably got a draw out of that game. But credit where credit's due. United won 1-0, and they do go top of the table. So I'm going to go for this one to be a draw in this one. I know there's not been a draw in the last 5 meetings, but I'm going to go for West Ham 1, Burnley 1. And now we have a London derby. It's Fulham against Chelsea. The last 5 between the sides resulted in 5 wins to Chelsea, and the last result was a 2-1 win to Chelsea. Fulham, very, very good point away from home against Tottenham, you'd have to say. Thought Fulham played really, really well. They had to ride their luck at times. Son hitting the post. I think Areola made a fantastic. I think Areola had a very good game, stopping Harry Kane, stopping Son as well. Really, really good performance from him in this game. And I think they're going to make it hard for Chelsea. I really do. Chelsea, 4-0 against Morecambe. Good to see. Good to see that them back on to winning ways. However, this is a really tough one to call. I know Chelsea won the last 5 meetings, but Fulham will be going into confidence with this game, and I do think Chelsea will win this one though. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Chelsea. The next game is Leicester City against Southampton, and the last 5 between the sides resulted in 2 wins to Leicester, 2 wins to Saints, and 1 draw. The last result was a 2-1 win to Southampton. Leicester City 4-0 win over Stoke City in the FA Cup, and you have to say they were fantastic. They were really, really good in that game. Islam Slimani has finally left Leicester City. He has now joined is it Lyon? I think he's joined Lyon as a replacement for Moussa Dembele, who's obviously moved to Atletico Madrid. So that's going to be an interesting move for sure. Moussa Dembele going to Atletico Madrid for sure. But speaking about Leicester, very, very good. They're getting players back at the right time as well. I think Kaglar Siyunku might be back for this game as well. So going to be a really, really intriguing encounter, this one. Southampton, They haven't played because obviously their FA Cup tie with Shrewsbury was postponed, but they'll be playing on Wednesday as well. Big news from Southampton though is that Danny Ings returned a positive test, so he will probably miss the game against Leicester City. A big blow to Southampton, but Southampton have won the last two meetings between Leicester at the King Power, and they were both 2-1. And I'm going to go for Leicester City to lose this one by 2-1. I think Southampton will go to Leicester and win by 2-1. I'm going for Leicester City 1, Southampton 2. Now, Aston Villa Everton has been postponed, so this is moving into the Sunday games. So the next game to preview and predict is Sheffield United against Tottenham. The last 5 between the sides have done 2 wins to Sheffield United, 2 draws and 1 win to Spurs. Last result was a 3-1 win to Sheffield United. Finally, Sheffield United have won a game in the Premier League. They had to do it against Newcastle. It was a penalty from Billy Sharp. Newcastle went down to 10 men, but you have to say Sheffield United, they deserved that win. Absolutely deserved that win. Very, very well done to Chris Wilder. And hopefully that might be the start of something for Sheffield United as well. But yeah, very, very good to see them off the mark as well. Tottenham, 1-1 draw with Fulham. Again, really poor result for Jose Mourinho, you'd have to say. Really, really poor result, that one. But I am actually going to go for a Tottenham win. I'm going to go for them to bounce back. I think the firepower of Son and Harry Kane will be far too much for Sheffield United. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Tottenham in this one. And now the biggest game in English football, it has to be this: Liverpool against Manchester United. And the last 5 between the sides have dotted in 2 wins to Liverpool, 2 draws and 1 win to Manchester United. The last result was a 2-0 win to Liverpool. Well, Liverpool 4-1 winners over Aston Villa in the FA Cup. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. I know it was a bit against a bunch of kids, but you have to say Thiago and Shaqiri definitely changed that game for sure. Will Thiago and Shaqiri potentially start against Manchester United? I think they might. I actually do think they might. They might start this game, but this is a big game because, as you say, Manchester United go into this one top of the table. So it's champions versus leaders. Manchester United 1-0 win over Burnley. Very good performance it was. I'm not sure why Harry Maguire's goal was ruled out. I've seen Alan Shearer head that ball into the back of the net like that. So but that was a very, very strange decision for sure. Right, Liverpool Manchester United. Liverpool win takes them back to the top of the table. A draw or a loss keeps Manchester United top. I'm going to say Liverpool will win this one. Manchester United have not lost away from home since that Liverpool game last season. Could lightning strike twice? I'm going to say it does. I'm going to say 2-1 to Liverpool in this game. So we'll see what happens for sure. Manchester City against Crystal Palace now. The last 5 between the sides resulted in 2 wins to City, 2 draws and 1 win to Palace. The last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Man City, they look like they're back to their best, you'd have to say. 3-0 against Birmingham and then 1-0 against Brighton last night. You don't play well, but you get the result. That is the main thing that you have to say for Man City, and they are playing very, very well for sure. Crystal Palace, yeah, they play Arsenal tonight, so that'll be interesting to see for sure. They are out in the FA Cup though. They did lose 1-0 to Wolves, so really interesting game. Palace always make it difficult for you. I think Palace are better away from home than they are at Selhurst Park. I think I've said this quite a few times, but I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Manchester City. I think Manchester City will win this one comfortably. Now we have Arsenal against Newcastle United. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 4 wins to Arsenal and 1 win to Newcastle. The last result was a 4-0 win to Arsenal. Well, what can I say? Arsenal, they did beat Newcastle actually. So Newcastle going back to the Emirates. That game, I mean, Newcastle played well in that game, but Arsenal got the job done. So I expect Arsenal to win this one, but I think Newcastle will make it difficult for Arsenal for sure. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Arsenal in this one. Now we move into the midweek fixtures, and the first game is West Ham against West Brom. Sam Allardyce against his old club. That could be fireworks for sure. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to West Ham, 2 draws and 1 win to West Brom. The last result was a 2-1 win to West Ham. I expect this one to be very, very tight. I think West Ham will win this one, considering it is at the London Stadium. I'm going to go for West Ham to win over their old manager by 2-1. Leicester City against Chelsea. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to Leicester and 4 draws. 4 draws in this one, and the last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Again, I expect this to be a very, very tight game. Leicester City and Chelsea, very, very interesting game for sure. I would expect Vardy to probably be on the score sheet. Chelsea, we'll see what sort of mindset they are in after London derby with Fulham. But yeah, Leicester City, really hard one to call. Believe it or not, I'm going to go for the 5th draw in 6 meetings. Leicester City 1, Chelsea 1. Now, the next game would have been Leeds United against Southampton, but that has been postponed because Southampton are playing Shrewsbury Town in the FA Cup. So, the next game is Fulham against Manchester United. Last 5 between the sides resulted in 4 wins to Manchester United and 1 draw. The last result was a 3-0 win to Manchester United. Well, I expect Fulham to make this difficult for Manchester United, but the class of Manchester United will definitely prevail through in this one. I think Manchester United will win this one. Going to go for a 2-0 win to Manchester United in this one. And this is Manchester City against Aston Villa is interesting. And the last 5 between the sides resulted in 4 wins to City and 1 draw. Last result was a 3-0 win to Man City. Well, Man City back at home. They are playing Crystal Palace this week, so that will determine how they're going to do. Aston Villa will be fresh as anything. Hopefully, well, maybe a lack of training might be a bit of a factor for them, but good luck to them against Manchester City. It'll be a really, really hard ask. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Manchester City. I do think Villa have the pedigree to get goals in this one. I'm going to go for them to get a goal against Man City. 2-1 I'm going to go for. Liverpool against Burnley. The last 5 between the sides resulted in 4 wins to Liverpool and 1 draw. And the last result was a 1-1 draw. So Burnley will make it difficult. Liverpool, I'm pretty sure will have enough to beat Burnley, but it won't be an easy game for them at all. Going to go for a 2-1 win to Liverpool in this one. And the final game has been rescheduled. It is for the 23rd of January. It is Aston Villa against Newcastle United. Last 5 between the sides resulted in 1 win to Villa, 1 win to Newcastle and 3 draws. The last result was a 2-0 win to Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa, Newcastle, I mean, basically what has happened to Newcastle United is that Steve Bruce has the full support of Mike Ashley. When that happens, it's usually a vote of confidence, and the next couple of weeks, the next 2 games could decide Bruce's future, I think, as Newcastle manager. So I am going to go for an Aston Villa win by 2-0 against Newcastle, and fingers crossed that this game does go ahead for sure. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the games are coming thick and fast. There's football all over. I mean, the fixtures are all over the place right now. Really, really are. But it is really good to get these 15 fixtures out of the way, and yeah, lots of points to pick up for sure. But that is it. That is match week 19 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below, and like NWM for the 2nd consecutive week, maybe you will get a shout out in the next video. So my predictions are as follows: Wolves 2, West Brom 0, Leeds United 0, Brighton 1, West Ham 1, Burnley 1, Fulham 0, Chelsea 2, Leicester City 1, Southampton 2, Aston Villa against Everton is postponed, of course, Sheffield United 1, Tottenham 2, Liverpool 2, Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2, Crystal Palace 0, Arsenal 2, Newcastle United 0, And then we move into the midweek fixtures. West Ham 2, West Brom 1. Leicester City 1, Chelsea 1. Leeds United Southampton postponed. Fulham 0, Manchester United 2. Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 1. Liverpool 2, Burnley 1. And on the 23rd of January, Aston Villa 2, Newcastle United 0. So that is it. That is match week 19. And the double game week done and dusted. As I've said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And yeah, we'll see what happens in this big double game week. But we'll see what happens for sure. A lot of good games to come up. But obviously, the pick of the bunch is Liverpool, Manchester United. So we'll see what happens in that one for sure. But yeah, good luck with your fantasy football teams. That's what I'm going to say for sure. But until then, it is goodbye from me. If you do like this content, please hit that subscribe button. Smash a like on this video as well. Share out the video if you want to as well. And we'll see what happens in this double game week. Will Liverpool go back to the top? Will Manchester United retain top spot? Lots of questions to be asked. City, Tottenham, Chelsea, Leicester. A lot of teams buying down the top two, and we'll see what happens as well. But until then, it's goodbye from me, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now. Enjoy your feast of football. Take care. Bye bye.